26-year-old Devon Bennett, also known as rapper King Von, shot and killed after a deadly fight erupted in front of Monaco Hookah Lounge.
A success story with a tragic end. We've often seen lives full of wasted potential, but this is a life of recognition with a story that's going to give you chills down your spine.
And all these people who think they know about all this shit, don't know what the they talking about.
King Von earned a name for himself, and in doing so, he surrounded himself with some like-minded friends. But along with fame and success, he also lost the people he loved most, including his best friend dying while he was in jail. What would you do if something like that happened and you couldn't even go to your best friend's funeral?
This my dog will kill me. I broke down. I ain't cried so long.
His life was marred by tragedy and controversy, leaving behind a complex legacy that continues to captivate audiences. King Von's story tells you that even dangerous men have friends who they would do anything for. Keep watching to find out what happened to King Von's deadliest affiliates.
I'm really trying to get all my homies some money. We've been famous. That famous shit don't mean nothing to nobody.
King Von was associated with the O Block neighborhood, a faction of the Black Disciples street gang, which is one of the most prominent gangs in Chicago. His music often depicted his experiences and challenges growing up in a violent environment, and he often referenced street life and gang activity in his lyrics.
Niggas been puffin' a lot like I ain't on the block, well this shit get ugly. These niggas been talking to thought, act like I ain't hot.
He was known for his authenticity in portraying street life, resonating with listeners familiar with or living in similar circumstances. King Von's involvement in conflicts with rival individuals or groups also contributed to a sense of danger surrounding him.
Then I raise my blick and I don't miss. I let off 2 shots, I hit him in this shit. Now Bonte quick.
King Von was born on August 9th of 1994 in Chicago, Illinois, during a time when the city was experiencing a surge in both hip-hop music and violence. His father, Walter E. Bennett, known by the alias Ada Park Silk, was frequently in and out of jail, leaving young Davion to be primarily raised by his mother, Tasha, along with his 3 siblings. Tragically, when King Von was just 11 years old, his father was shot and killed, leaving a void in his life.
King Von Daddy took me in like a son, showing me everything. How to dress, how to do this, how to do this.
Growing up in Chicago's unfortunate environment, King Von was inevitably drawn to the streets and the gang culture that was not unusual in his neighborhood. At the age of 16, he found himself behind bars for the first time. His encounters with the criminal justice system continued, and at 18, he was arrested and booked in Cook County Jail for unlawful possession of a firearm.
Some tell me you ain't flying no pop shit, no. Too much weight, we ain't got enough room.
He was a rapper, but more than that, he was a friend and a kind-hearted man. Despite his troubled past, King Von possessed a raw talent for music. At the age of 19, he caught the attention of Chicago rapper Lil Durk, who signed him to his record label Empire Distribution and Only the Family. This marked the beginning of King Von's musical journey and the turning point in his life. In 2018, he released his breakout single Crazy Story, which showcased his storytelling abilities and lyrical prowess.
Drop on this flexin' nigga, he from Tennessee, I had a thought, she be with this shit, she told me where he be.
He was not just a rap god, but he also had a kind heart and wanted to help his own people. On more than one occasion, he gave away a lot of money in his neighborhood, O Block, to help as many people as possible. As long as he had money coming in, he believed in giving it away. He always wanted to help the community and the kids of his neighborhood.
Got me a foe, I'm pouring up at magnificent mile, I fuck up some stats, sold me some work, made that back.
King Von's collaboration with Lil Durk proved to be fruitful, with the release of Crazy Story 2.0 in May 2019 and Crazy Story Part 3 in September 2019. These tracks further solidified King Von's reputation as a skilled storyteller, captivating audiences with vivid narratives and captivating delivery.
She ain't called me yet, we did that at 6 and who got hit? I know someone checked cause King Von, he don't miss.
His talent was undeniable, but his authenticity and honesty was what really set him apart from his peers. Both King Von and Lil Durk grew up in Chicago's South Side and experienced similar struggles associated with street life. They had a shared understanding of the challenges and dangers that came with their environment, which likely contributed to the bond they formed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he came from my mama, like my brother, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He just started rapping, you know what I'm saying?
Their friendship deepened as they collaborated on music together. They recognized each other's talent and respected each other's authenticity, which further solidified their connection. The collaborative track showcased their chemistry and the camaraderie they shared.
yeah. I was down bad on my dick and the nigga ain't taking my advice, yeah.
Beyond music, King Von and Lil Durk were known to support and look out for each other. They often appeared in each other's music videos, attended events together, and publicly expressed loyalty and admiration for one another. The relationship extended beyond music, with Lil Durk even referring to King Von as his twin in interviews.
I done took some L, broke his heel, kissing all the thoughts. I done turned up, got myself a check richer than all the
In 2019, Lil Durk and King Von were involved in a shooting outside a restaurant called Varsity in Atlanta. Both Lil Durk and Von robbed Alexander Witherspoon and took $30,000 cash and his car. Due to this, Von and Durk both were charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, and street activity. The lawyers claimed they acted in self-defense, due to which they were freed, but with each getting a bond they had to pay. Eventually, charges were dropped for Durk after the death of Von, because there was no more solid proof.
The prosecutor charging this wasn't just a robbery and shooting, but gang activity.
Talk about someone being short as hell, but also being one of the most respected and feared. That's what T-Roy was. He was well respected within O-Block and was just 5'2", but a dangerous man who could end anyone's life in a heartbeat. He was King Von's best friend and their bond was unbreakable. James Johnson, aka T-Roy, grew up in Parkway Gardens just like King Von and Big Mike. T-Roy belonged to the Wit Gang before the name was changed to O-Block in honor of the fallen Odie Perry.
T-Roy, man, that was my best friend. I got that nigga on my neck.
In 2012, T-Roy ended up killing a 16-year-old boy named Dale Fisher of the STL gang in a drive-by shooting, the same gang responsible for killing Odie Perry. King Von was in prison at the time because of the incident, and when he heard about it, he was really shocked. They became a fearless and deadly combination of two very powerful people. King Von's other close friend Whitey was killed in a shooting by a rival gang. Whitey's death brought King Von and T-Roy even closer. One of their first victims was an innocent man called Model. He was only trying to protect his cousin from getting shot and was killed in the crossfire, but nobody dared to speak up against either of them, so they walked free. T-Roy was the only person comparable to King Von when it came to hits. It almost felt like they were running a cartel. When King Von was in prison with Big Mike for Stucky's murder, he needed a lot of money for his lawyers. And T-Roy was out on the street hustling money when he got killed by the Jaro City gang. King Von was still in prison while he mourned the death of his best friend.
My best friend, can I say to my boy was there? Damn, that was the worst feeling I ever felt.
On July 24th of 2014, Von and his friend Big Mike were at a house party where they ran into rival gang member Malcolm Stuckey. Stuckey was a member of the Gangster Disciples, or GDs, a gang notorious for their violent history with a rival gang. Stuckey and another man were allegedly giving rude looks in Von's direction, and Von was not disrespectful. He left the party with Big Mike, who allegedly grabbed a .40 Smith & Wesson and returned to the party, shooting at Stuckey and the other man standing outside, killing Stuckey and wounding the other man. Big Mike agreed to testify against Von and give a statement to the police, alleging that he and Von hopped out of the car and chased them down. Mike apparently shot one of the men in the foot, and Von allegedly shot the other in the face, breaking his jaw. But Big Mike changed his mind and decided not to testify in court, and other witnesses never showed up. Ultimately, Mike was sentenced to 28 years for aggravated battery with a firearm, and Von was acquitted of all charges.
I wish it never happened in the first place. Like,
Right.
I wish a lot of shit ain't never happened. You know, of course you wish your homie never got killed.
Big Mike happened to be the brother of another rapper from Chicago named Wooski. Wooski grew up in O-Block, but at some point started to hang out with the rivals in STL and EBT, an alliance consisting of two sets of GDs named St. Lawrence and E-Block Territory. The two blocks sit right next to each other and only a block away from O-Block, and because of this, they formed an alliance against O-Block and multiple other rival gangs decades ago.
All we know is bang, nigga, we should shoot us. Turned up in this bitch with the gang.
Wooski eventually had to move out of O-Block after he allegedly shot and killed a gang member from O-Block when he was 12. After leaving O-Block, he moved into STL and EBT and became close with fellow GD rappers like FBG Duck, Lil J, and Lil Jojo. Wooski and Von had a ruthless public feud against each other for years on Twitter. They went back and forth mocking fallen gang members and taunting each other, asking who would die first.
Me and him got the fight in the end. The police came, broke the fight up. We all got up out of there.
Despite his challenges, 2020 seemed to be a promising year for King Von. His mixtape LaVon James peaked at number 63 on the Billboard charts, and his album Welcome to O-Block debuted at number 13. His music resonated with audiences, and his intense but jovial personality made him a beloved figure within the industry.
Damn, niggas know who I am. We got the call. call it spit the bin, we call it 2 a.m.
But tragedy struck on November 6 of 2020. Chicago-bred drill rapper King Von died at the age of 26 after being shot at an Atlanta nightclub. A fight broke out between King Von's crew and rapper Quando Rondo's entourage outside a nightclub in Atlanta. Gunfire erupted when King Von was shot multiple times. The rapper was hospitalized in critical condition after the shootout at the Monaco Hookah Lodge, resulting in the deaths of 3 men. The shootings occurred at 3 a.m. when an argument between two groups escalated into a fight in the parking lot. Investigators believe Von was shot during the initial shootout before the police responded. The incident claimed the lives of 3 people and left several others wounded. The details surrounding the shooting are still disputed, with conflicting accounts of self-defense and retaliation. The investigation into King Von's death has continued, leaving his family, friends, and fans grappling with grief and seeking justice.
It hurt us a lot. I cried. Some of my friends cried. He had a big influence on us.
King Von's legacy extends beyond his tragic death. As an artist, he was known for his unique storytelling abilities, painting vivid pictures of his life and experiences in Chicago streets. He fearlessly exposed his vulnerabilities and shared the complexity of his personality through his music. His tracks resonated with listeners, offering a glimpse into a world rarely seen in mainstream rap.
I'm Picasso with the blick, I paint a bad picture. How you gangsta in your bitch ass got fags with you?
His authenticity and honesty make him relatable to many, and his music touched the hearts of fans across the globe. King Von's impact can be seen in an outpouring of love and support from fellow artists such as LeBron James, who expressed his admiration for King Von's music and storytelling ability. King Von was said to have become a very successful rapper in the hip-hop industry, but his tragic end put a stop to his growing popularity and success. What are your thoughts surrounding the entire circumstance of his abrupt and mysterious death? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and click that subscribe button.